My name is Stephanie Papik, and my Inuvialuit name is Paniguvluk. I've been a visitor here to Lekwungen territory for most of my life and opened Knotty By Nature Fibre Art. Knotty By Nature Fibre Arts is a knitting, weaving, spinning, felting store, fibre art, including needle felting and macrame. And we also offer a lot of classes so people can learn how to do the various different arts, and we try to keep it at a low cost so people can try as many different ways of playing with fiber. I had through my first marriage a great aunt, Sarah Sabiston, who is blind, and knit my father-in-law a pair of socks. So she was kind of my initial inspiration into the fiber arts, because I figured, if she can knit and be blind, then I have half a chance. So I got into weaving and then spinning as well, and that's when I noticed there was a real gap here in Victoria. There's knitting stores, but not any of the other unspun fibers to do other things like spinning or felting. I spent a year with my partner. We worked on developing a business plan each night after work and doing all of the market research and whatnot. And then eventually got some funding support through Nunavut Economic Development Corporation, at which point I took a year and a half off leave of absence to open up the business. And there's so many different grants out there, and financial support for people to get in business. Nunavut Economic Development Corporation, they have been really key in the success of Knotty By Nature. We were able to get a grant. Then it just meant I needed to get a small business loan. That really made it possible. And then also Nunavut Economic Development Corporation helped make it possible to purchase the building that the business is located in now. Most banks, you need 20% deposit for a commercial space, and with Nunavut Economic Development, you only needed a 10% deposit, which made it a lot more accessible to be able to scramble up enough money to be able to make that happen. Before owning this building here, we used to rent. I had just, put it out into the world one day, I just wish we knew someone who would sell us a building that we could have our business in, because it creates some stability. And one day, one of the community members who helps us out put on our festival vibrations approached us and said, we really love what you're doing for community, and we'd love to sell you our building. We have a mural on the outside of the building, and Burnwood Energy Group is a local nonprofit here in the community, walked into the store and said, we're doing a mural project, would you like to be involved? And so it was like, yeah, that's been a dream. And all in told, we had 96 humans involved in the mural. Some of the rewards have been all of the relationships with people that I've met in the community, and that community building aspect of having the business. Early on when we opened up, there used to be a fiber arts festival, and then it stopped. And so we started putting on that, and that's been just so wonderful to see. It's started other people having their own businesses, so it's been so wonderful just to see how empowering it is. Definitely, money isn't the bottom line. It's more about the people and the relationships. I think having a business is really good for anybody in terms of helping to kind of shift that mindset of, I guess, from being a consumer to that empowerment piece where people might tell you, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. And I find it's just so empowering to be able to have that ability for self-determination, to be able to, we're limited by our imagination. And I have a honors bachelor degree of science. I don't have a business degree, so in some aspects, I think that was helpful because I wasn't limited by what I've been taught by Western society around what businesses should or shouldn't do or how to do them. But in other ways too, I think that's made it a little bit of a challenge. But I don't think I wouldn't say a deterrence for anybody else who's considering, running a business and thinking like, oh, you have to have a degree to do that. So it's really important to be aware of when people are giving feedback or advice when you're thinking about starting a business, to be aware of often they have their own blind spots, biases, and assumptions, and not a reflection of yourself, your worth, and your being, who you are and your capabilities. And got so many role models, which I think is wonderful, because when I was growing up, we didn't have as many people as we do now. It's just remembering words of elders when I was back in the north, and they would say like how important it is to find something that inspires you to be creative, and then in that creativity as you can find ways to contribute to community. And just really like that approach, rather than thinking about, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a lawyer or a pharmacist? Rather than thinking about the job, but more thinking about what gifts do you have, and starting from that place in terms of where you will end up being.